Hello guys, welcome back. In today's episode we'll start looking at the daily time frame, not the weekly time frame. As you remember, in the last couple of weeks that we've been following the $37,000, and that was a heavy resistance under the weekly time frame. Once we lost the 37,000, the price action started moving towards the downside. Without claiming the $37,000, then it's going to be too early for us to talk about the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, as you can see, once we got a rejection in the last week or so, once we got a rejection from 0.5 level, and price action started moving towards the downside, and then first and primary support was at around 30,500 level, and highly likely I'm expecting the price action to come all the way up to 27,160. Maybe we can get a week all the way up to 24,500, and then we might see some sort of consolidation. So at the moment, as I said, once we lost the 0.5, the golden level of the Fibonacci, I'm looking at around this on a higher time frame, 27,160. The daily time frame totally under the bear's control. 4-hour time frame. Before we start, if you guys are learning and enjoying from the contents, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you do not miss the accurate market updates. If we're going to analyze the 4-hour time frame, after we got this two fake outs, right, and the price action came all the way up to test the 0.618, the Fibonacci level on the mid time frame. Then we expected that this level of 32,500 supposed to hold, and then we expected to go all the way up to 0.5 Fibonacci level. So as you can see, the price action got rejected right between 0.5 and 618 golden zones. And as expected, as I said, highly likely the price action will get rejection from there on in the last video, because all the lower time frames started moving towards the bear zone. However, we also covered the bull zone. But as I said, if this time we can manage to break this 0.618, the golden zone, which was unlikely, and we will not get fake out this time. However, as a result of the lower time frames that already started printing bear candles, I was heavily on towards the downside. So at the moment, we got mid time frame Fibonacci 618 over here as well, another Fibonacci level that we got rejection and we're holding. However, I'm still expecting that the price action may come all the way up to 382, which is 33,800, 33,500, and then if we do not get recovered on the lower time frames and mid time frame, then in the first place we will be looking at the 30,000 level. So if we're going to calculate from the rejection point of 0.5 that was expected all the way up to the upper line of this support, that's another 10% nearly spot profit. If you're doing a leverage trade, you do the maths for 10 times and 5 times. And as you remember how we worked, once we held the support level from here, we longed all the way up to lower line of this resistance. We shorted from here again, and again we longed all the way up to there. After that we got first rejection. After second rejection, we shorted again in this channel all the way down to the lower line of this support number 1. However, bear in mind this support number 1 acting as a resistance. Since the 26th of June, we played perfectly these all ranges. If we're going to talk about the bullish scenario, it's too early for us to talk about. As I said, I'm expecting the rejection from 0.382, which is 33,500, 34,000 levels, all the way up to support number 2. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. Before we move on to lower time frames, if you want to learn all this technical analysis, and if you want to become an independent professional trader, or you're interested in the institutional trading system, you can message me via Telegram at Magnate8, and one-on-one intense mentorship is available. It only takes you 5 to 10 hours to master this all, and during the course you will learn day trading, i.e. scalping, swing, and as well as the long-term as an investor trading systems. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. As you remember in the last episode, I said between support number 1, upper line of this support number 1, as well as the lower line of this support number 1, around there, these regions, we had a multiple support and resistance lines under a lower time frame. That would be under 30-minute, 1-hour, and 2-hour time frames. So as you can see, once we lost on the 2-hour time frame, $34,000, 2-hour time frame started giving us a bearish signal. So at the moment, this support number 1 acting as a resistance, and as you can see, first candle got rejected, and as well as the second one, week to week, dollar to dollar rejection, right, this candle. And at the moment, again, as we can see, kind of a rejection from the current candle. However, as I said, on the mid time frame, I'm expecting the price action to go all the way up to the 382, the Fibonacci level, before we move towards the support number 2. In order to be bullish on the 2-hour time frame, we'll have to break 33,500, 700, and we're good to go towards the upside. However, that's not expected because lower time frame as well as the mid time frames are heavily underwater. And also bear in your mind the levels for the resistance lines around 38, 40 and above, those resistance are changed. However, it is too early for us to talk about it. When the time comes, I will update in the next episodes. So for this moment, I'm expecting to get a rejection from the 382 all the way up to support number 2. If we can manage to break around 34,000, 34,500 ideally, then we can talk about the 36 and 38,000 levels. 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, again, as soon as we lost the $34,000, we went all the way under the bear's control. So at the moment, 1 hour time frame heavily under the bear's control. So again, to be bullish on the 1 hour time frame, we have to break 33,500. All the levels are controlled by this mid level, which is confluence with our Fibonacci level of 382 level. So in order to be bullish, now we have to break from lower time frame all the way up to mid time frame, the 382, to go further up. However, as I said, it is quite early for us to talk about it. I'm expecting the rejection from the lower time frame as well as the mid time frame, and price action highly likely will come to test in the first place this support number 1 on the lower and mid time frames. Moving on to Ethereum. As you remember, these support resistance lines we've been following for the Bitcoin and as well as for the Ethereum that over a month now. As soon as we broke the level of 2000 level on the daily time frame, we lost last level of support, and then price action started dumping towards the downside. At the moment, daily time frame heavily under the bear's control. Moving on to 4 hour time frame. If you remember, on the lower time frame, once we broke the upper line of the support number 1, and then we start getting a bullish signal. However, after retesting of this level of $2,000, which is upper line of this support number 1 and confluence with an important level of the Fibonacci, then the mid time frames started giving us a bullish signal, and as a result we went all the way up to 20% spot profit. And from there we had a resistance between 2,400 and 2,500. If you remember in the previous videos that I said highly likely the price action will get rejection from between 2,400 and 500 level. So the maximum that we reached around $2,409, and we came all the way down to the 2000 level. In my last tweet, I mentioned that lower time frames doesn't look good. Highly likely the price action will go all the way down to support number 1. So at the moment, 4 hour moving towards the bear territory. About the bullish scenario, it is early to talk about the bullish scenario, so breaking this resistance, claiming it as a support, then we are good to go towards the 2,600 and 2,500 level. However, as I said, it's too early for us to talk about it because higher time frame, mid time frame, as well as the lower time frames are heavily under the bear's control. But 4 hour hasn't been confirmed yet. Bear in your mind, from there, the first target zone was upper line of this support number 1. And in the recent tweet that I updated, that highly likely the price action will go further down because of the lower time frames. Once we broke and retested the support number 1, we had 20% spot profit. And after the rejection of 2,400, we had 16% to 20% another spot profit. If you're doing a leverage, you do the math. For the Ethereum, I'm expecting to get a rejection from around 2,100, 2,150 levels. And then price action highly likely this time, because we lost the main support levels, highly likely we will come at around this in the first place 1,725 levels. In order to see that, we need to move on to the lower time frames. 2 hour time frame. As soon as we lost the upper line of this resistance number 1, 2 hours started going towards the bear zone. First retest, second retest that we couldn't claim. As you can see, week to week, dollar to dollar rejection right around the lower line of this resistance number 1. Then full confirmation came at around $2,170. So from there on, 2 hour time frame started moving towards the downside. Again, if we are going to cover the bullish scenario without breaking this resistance number 1, it is early to talk about it. However, we can expect the rejection at around 2,100, as I said. We will see also the rejection from the Bitcoin at around 382, the Fibonacci level, and highly likely we will see the rejection from the Ethereum too. 1 hour time frame. And the 1 hour time frame, as soon as we lost the upper line of this resistance, which was around 2,280, 1 hour time frame started giving us a bearish signal. 1 hour, as you can see, first retest rejected, second one, third one, number 4, and 5 times rejection. After the 5 times rejection of week to week and dollar to dollar rejection from the lower line of this resistance, 1 hour time frame also moved towards the downside. However, bear in your mind, early confirmation came at around 2,300 level. So at the moment, 1 hour, 2 hour time frames heavily underwater. However, 4 hour started moving towards the bear zone. In order to be bullish on the 1 hour time frame, in the next 12 to 24 hours, we have to claim the upper line of this support number 1, which is acting at the moment as a resistance. At the moment, yes, we are trying to break it. However, this could be a fake out. We might go all the way up to 2,100, 2,150, and then price action may come all the way down to support number 2. But in the next 12 to 24 hours, if we can manage to stay above, then 1 hour starts giving us a bullish signal. However, the important level is going to be this resistance, which is 2,300 level. Break it, claim it as a support, then we are good to go. This is the bullish and bearish scenario. Without claiming the resistance, I will stay on the bear side. We came to an end of this episode, and if you guys enjoyed it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.